Sup, fuckers?
Hey.
How the hell are you?
Oh, I like that.
Well, ASMR.
Considering we're doing action movies, you should do it more of an action tone. Hold on, I'll go. Sup, fuckers?
How the hell are you?
Hey, what's up?
Perfect.
How the hell are you? That's more like
Predator. Yeah. I felt it. We were connected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Predator's an action movie, though.
Oh, it's 100%.
Like
It's
horror.
It's 100% action.
I think it's so multi-tiered. It could be a sci-fi movie. It could be an action movie. It could be a suspense thriller.
It's making a sci-fi does not make you. It still can be a action.
For sure.
Yeah.
We can even throw like comedy in a lot of these action comedy, like Bad Boys. Bad Boys is action comedy.
Yeah.
Or we can pick a better one and choose the other guys.
Yeah.
Even better.
So yeah, for context, for the audience, all 10 or 12 of you who may listen to this, is we're going to revisit action movies because the three of us did the bonus episode action movies, but this time we're going to fishbowl it and be a little bit more specific. Because we could just sit here and talk about the same action movies over and over, or we can go for specific points.
Yeah, I've got the box of mystery here.
Box of mystery.
Gonna choose the first one, I guess.
Not that one.
What is your favorite action movie scene? Fuck, man.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay.
You know, so when I wrote that, I should have specified if you want to name like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, go for it.
God damn it. I wish we saw some of these before fucking we started.
So I figured that point is going to be the longest. So I'll go ahead and lead it off, if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
So one of my favorites is in the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson. When he first attacks that squadron of Brits.
Aim small, miss small.
Aim small, miss small. Lord, make me fast and accurate.
Yeah.
That scene, holy shit.
I just got fucking chills.
Is it because of my acting?
Mostly. But it was a good line, too. Yeah, that's a fucking great scene. That movie's awesome.
I love that movie.
Yeah. I was gonna say fucking that scene in, is it The Protector or Ong Bak? I think it's The Protector, where he's in that
The
he goes
spiral
into the
room.
building, yeah, that building, and he's
Yeah.
like running through there, and it's like one long scene.
The Protector. Yeah.
He's running up like multiple stairs and fighting like 50 guys, and it's just all one long take. And by the end of the scene's probably 9-10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Of one continuous take of him just fucking beating the living shit out of like 50, maybe 100 guys. But you can obviously tell that he's fucking getting tired as shit by the end of it. A lot of scenes, action sequences in that movie are fucking awesome, just because of the fact that he does all of his own stunts and he does everything like for reals.
Yeah. Very, very little wire work, no CG, just him and his own physicality.
Yeah.
And it's always been super impressive to me.
Tony Jaa is a beast. Was a beast. I don't know if he's anything.
No, it's still good. It's still good. Well, fuck. Action scenes. That's really odd. I actually was just been thinking the whole time about whatever scene I can think of, but I just landed on one. It's a masterpiece, and you all gonna agree with me. John Wick 4 stairs. He just kept running up them the entire fucking.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen John Wick 4.
Dave knows.
But I mean, there's a lot of fucking
There's a lot of sarcasm
scenes
in this scene.
in the John Wick series that are just fucking really cool. The way that they're shot, the way that they're set up.
That's how it is for me personally. Like I I love the scenes that are shot good. Especially Keanu Reeves. There's no way I'm ever gonna talk shit on Keanu Reeves. He puts all of his effort in choreography and all that shit. Like he does a good job. I think Stairs case was very bad in terms of movie. Like you remember, like, just keep running back.
He would like go up the stairs and then get kicked down 5 flights and then have to run back up and get kicked back down again.
Like it was just not good. That's where they failed.
Mm-hmm.
It is not my favorite scene. I'm actually talking about an actual fail of a scene where they failed the audience, and they made multiple of those.
In John Wick?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, they made way too many of them, and then at the end, you remember how it like Donnie Yen showed up and like he's like, "Are you gonna make it there on fucking time? Let's go. I'll get you there."
John, I really need you to get up those stairs.
Which, to me, was much better scene than.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on the Donnie Yen part of it. That scene was so long and it was so drawn out, and I know you haven't seen.
It was 10
John
minutes,
Wick 4.
fucking way too long.
You haven't seen John Wick 4? And I hate saying this because John Wick 4 to me is better than John Wick 3. But it's by the time you're halfway through the movie, every time they try to introduce a new action set piece, you're like, I swear to God, I've seen this in another movie already.
Yeah.
And like the final kind of action set piece leading up to the climax of the movie is him going up the stairs and what do you call it? It's in France. It's like this incredibly long staircase kind of in an alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know you've seen it before, but
it's way long.
It's a super long
chore
sequence.
itself.
It's like 15
He
minutes.
would not make it.
You mean I gotta climb fucking stairs? This is bullshit.
Like
No,
I wouldn't even go upstairs in the ovens.
So the scene is incredibly long, and he fights his way up several flights of stairs, only to like get kicked back downstairs, and then he climbs up some more, and then he gets kicked back down some, and then Donnie Yen's character comes in, who is arguably a way better assassin than John Wick, and he's like, I really need you to get to the top of those stairs, and then they fight together to go up the rest of the stairs. And it did kind of fail in the fact of like, dude, we want to see the story part of the finale at this point. Like 95% of this movie has just been action scenes, which I'm about. I love that, but I want to see the story part now.
Yeah.
Like we've killed easily 800,000 bad guys. Can we see the finale? You know. But if I was going to pick another one of my top favorite action scenes from a movie, it would be from John Wick 1, the shootout at the Red Circle.
Oh, yeah.
When he finds Yosef in the bathhouse and then goes to the nightclub. Like, that scene was so fucking cool.
Okay. I know I just mentioned a scene that I did not like, but I would actually credit one of the scenes that I actually did enjoy, and I just barely thought of it. Expendables, the first Expendables, the ship scene when they were fighting a pirates.
Oh.
I just enjoyed it a lot because it created a lot of character development, and you saw the like unhinged Dolph Lundgren character, like he was hanging a pirate and stuff. Like it was just overall a good scene. It was a good action scene. It was a good development scene. It showed how unhinged he is right now. Like, you know, he was abusing drugs, and it was just a lot of layers.
It was, especially with like Jet Li's character, who's supposed to be just a hard-ass mercenary, comes up and stops him.
He's like, that's not how we do things.
Yeah, that's not how we do things. And then they start fighting, and then Stallone comes in and is like ready to kill one of his own guys for being terrible. And plus, it was funny at the same time. That was such a good movie.
I'm gonna twist this a little bit and ask you, what's the dumbest action sequence? I'll go first.
Send it.
Steven Seagal in his prime, Under Siege knife fight.
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit!
So it's like they're playing slap hands with fucking knives.
Dave just came.
Full disclosure: when I was a kid, I thought that scene was so cool.
Yeah.
Being the age I am now, and having spent as much time like on YouTube and watching knife fighting skills and things like that, I'm like, that is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen.
I apologize, but I got my scene and I'm ready to go. As soon as you guys finish about your stuff, Dave, you will appreciate the shit out of it.
Send it.
I don't want to hijack. You
No.
finish with your...
No, go ahead.
Madam Web. Madam Web, when the villain walks into a fucking diner and just punches the first guy right off the fucking bed.
Have you seen Madam Web?
No.
Dude.
Me, Dave, and Scott nearly...
I didn't even know it was a movie until I started seeing memes about it.
Me and Dave and Scott nearly fucking died.
It's
fucking,
so bad.
It was so
No,
bad.
literally.
So good.
So for context, the villain has like Spider-Man powers-esque, and he's trying to hunt down these three girls who are eventually going to become Spider-Women and kill him, which is a weird eventuality in and of itself. But he tracks him down to a diner, walks into the diner. The first guy sitting in the nearest booth punches him for no fucking reason. He's not even like doing anything. He's just like sitting there reading a fucking paper, gets his face smashed into the glass.
We're not even going to talk about the newspaper that releases the news a couple of hours after it happened. It's not even the morning news. It was a fucking night outside.
Is it supposed to be like satirical at all?
No. It's supposed to be a legit movie. I suggest later on tonight, when you're bored, have a few beers, maybe a little bit of whiskey to make it help.
Definitely.
And then sit down and watch that movie critically, and you'll go, nothing about this makes sense.
Still not that bad.
This is all stupid, and the acting is terrible. The best thing in that movie is Sydney Sweeney's cleavage. That's it.
Scott, to this day, says that Jeepers Creepers was much worse, and I never watched it, the new one.
Yeah, hard tie.
Like, he said, he's like, I would rather watch Madam Web, and I'm like, holy shit, like, how bad was that movie? It was
Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It's like a retcon remake where the Jeepers Creepers movies that came before it were literally just movies, but Jeepers Creepers Reborn is the real thing. I think they made it for...
When did that come out?
Just a few years ago. But I think the budget on that movie is approximately the same amount of money I've spent on shoes.
I was going to say, I was actually going to be very honest and be like, probably how much I've spent on booze in a month, but...
I was, like, the combined amount of money spent on the things on this table is about the same.
Oh, so it's pretty...
That sounds like a pretty good movie, dude.
High budget.
High
budget. We have like at least 6 liquid deaths over here. Please sponsor us.
That's fucking $90 right there.
Yeah, no. You
sponsor
should
us.
also watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn, because I know your love of shitty horror movies. It's right up there.
Yeah.
It was.
So I'm taking the kids to go see the... What is the movie about the emotions?
Oh, Inside Out 2.
Yeah, Inside Out 2.
Holy
later on
shit!
this
I didn't
afternoon.
even know what that was.
But yeah, after I get home, I got some fucking homework to do. I feel like Stitch over here. I haven't seen that.
I was too busy looking at my phone, making memes.
Dave?
Oh, a bad one?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
that's
up.
tough.
It was up.
It's
top.
funny because, like, yeah, I mean, when
It is
you're
tough.
watching a movie and you kind of laugh at like an action sequence, it's not very memorable for some reason.
I'm gonna be honest. If give me a week, if you prep time, I fucking can land on some top 10. and some good top tens.
Dude, I'm just gonna say any action scene involving Steven Seagal post 1994 counts.
Any like
The
scene
chair.
where he has
The
like,
chair.
run after somebody.
Dave.
Oh yeah, the chair.
The chair.
There became a point in Steven Seagal's career where most of his fight scenes were filmed with him sitting down, which is intense. It's so.
He just didn't want to get up.
He looks like he's wearing a disguise, right? Like he's wearing a Steven Seagal disguise.
He looks like a walrus wearing a Steven Seagal disguise.
Walrus posing as Steven Seagal for Halloween.
Yeg, let's read yours. We're gonna move on from that before I keep going.
All right. Do you prefer realistic action or movie action? So, this is a very hard one because movie action definitely a lot like looks cool. It's like super fucking sweet. Like they practice, but then where Keanu Reeves kicks in because he trains, he makes movie choreography like smooth, good. Like I would actually say realistic action more, even though it will not look as good.
To look at, for sure, I would have to say, even to be like in like action, real life, I would say movie action just because it looks better, and a lot of those things I wouldn't want to be involved in anyway. But like, you watch like a gunfight in a movie, and everybody's like, hitting their points and like making all these cool gestures and fucking doing all these cool things, but then like if you look at like war videos, like actual war videos, and it's like people scrambling and watching like making bad moves and like what's his name, comedian has a bit about it, like watching like videos of people that have like a GoPro, soldiers that have GoPros, and they're looking at like the Al-Qaeda fighters, and they're wearing like slippers, and when they shoot their feet move, like their feet shuffle around, and it's like it's not impressive to look at, and it looks shitty as fuck to be actually involved in, but watching it from a movie standpoint, I would go with movie action.
I'm kind of in the middle because I like realistic movie action, and one of them I kind of point towards, and I shouldn't because they're filmed very poorly, is like the fight scenes from the Bourne movies, where it actually looks fairly realistic. Like these very well-trained guys, their hands are moving super fast, but the problem is the camera is like 5 inches away from them, so you can't actually tell what's happening, which is just a way to disguise bad choreography.
Yeah.
But I like that aspect, but I also like the movie stuff. But when like a moment happens that just takes me right out because there's no realism behind it, I kind of get lost. And going back to John Wick 4, there was that scene, you know what I'm talking about, like the first big action scene in the Japanese Continental.
That is actually
with all the
by
glass.
far the entire movie saving grace. The way that entire Japan
that
was
scene is
filmed,
dope.
Even them having a drink outside with those trees out, like the lights, the lighting, everything was filmed perfectly.
It was, and it's a beautiful scene. But the moment I got taken out of it, so John Wick ends up picking up a pair of nunchucks, right? And he gets this guy, and he pushes this guy's head down on a table, and 3 or 4, maybe 5 good fucking swings of these nunchucks to this guy's head. He falls on the ground, and then he gets up like 3 seconds later. Like, no, you're dead.
Yeah.
Your fucking head is caved in.
Yeah, I've accidentally hit myself with a broom while sweeping, and I wanted to die. And that's just one fucking minor little tap. Ow!
And that wasn't a 6'1", 210-pound guy
swinging
fucking nunchucks 5 times.
But those fucking, the henchmen in those movies take quite a few beatings, so maybe they're just used to it. I don't know.
Could be, but I always try to like rationalize in some way from a realistic standpoint. I shouldn't because it takes me away from it. But if you can get me to not do that, it makes your scene better.
Yeah.
Because even like with your analogy with the Afghanistan war and the GoPros and all that, you think about when you watch a real UFC match versus a movie fight, they're not even fucking close.
No.
So if you can have that more realism of like somebody gets punched and they're dazed for a second, they're like, fuck, ow, dude, really? And then they go back to the fight, that's more realistic versus just getting punched and be like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah. It's like that first in Fight Club where the first time they have their first
Ow,
fight.
my ear.
Yeah, he's punch me as hard as you can. And like he swings back and he hits it and it's just like not a movie sound effect punch.
Yeah.
It's like it sounds like a real punch, like just
That's
a
skin
dull,
slap.
Yeah, slap. And he winces and ow, my ear.
Right, my fucking ear. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. No, it was good. Do it again.
Yeah. I mean, that seems more realistic than a lot of the fight scenes you see filmed the way that they're, supposed to be high action
Yeah.
fight scenes. But yeah, if you watch a UFC fight, it's nothing like
It's very frantic.
yeah.
I would like to bring up one scene that I actually recently, me and Dave, watched. It was a Kill Boy, Boy Kills the World, and when that Asian teacher,
The Grandmaster or
the
whatever.
Grandmaster, whatever
Yeah.
his teacher, when he tries to wrap his body around his arm and he just picks him up because he's Asian and he's like 10 pounds total and he fucking slams him against the wall. That is the most realistic thing I've seen in the movies for quite a fucking while.
That actually was pretty realistic. So it's Bill Skarsgård.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like
He's
fucking 6'3", 6'4",
yeah,
whatever.
he's tall.
Big tall guy and he's cut as fuck.
Now,
And this little Asian guy tries to armbar him, and rather than succumb to the armbar, he uses his power, lifts him up off the ground, and fucking heaves him into a wall. And you're like, okay,
Okay, I believe that.
I buy that.
that makes fucking total sense. And like they rarely do it because they show like martial arts are superior, but like pure strength still a fucking concept. Like
Yeah,
that, like I don't care how fucking good you are with joint like manipulation,
Well,
because
there's a reason why there's weight classes now.
yeah.
like it's good, but like in there he showed him like he just picked him up and fucking used him as a punching glove against the wall.
Yeah, battering ram, which is going to sound
Did
super.
you guys watch that movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he bought
pretty
it.
good.
It's super entertaining.
Okay.
It's
Should
it's a lot like a John Wick movie in that the action is pretty consistent, but the comedy that goes with it is fucking amazing.
Oh.
So he's a deaf mute, but you hear his internal monologue, and his internal monologue is the guy who does the voice for Archer. So it's fucking hilarious.
I'm very happy. I saw it in the movie theaters. I went into movies thinking it's gonna be like 6 out of 10, which to me 6 out of 10 is acceptable movie. Like I will watch it. It's a one-time watch. Like I'll watch it. I'm gonna be happy about it. I will never have to watch it again. I walked out crying my ass off. Like that's how good it was.
It was easily an 8.
Hmm.
No, so I know this is going to sound real, like super misogynistic, but I hate in movies, in action set pieces where you have a dainty little woman fighting a dude who's like 6'5", 230 pounds, and she beats his ass. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's technique and stuff like that,
But when she just drills him in the face with a right hook and he goes down, no.
yeah,
Sell it to me. That's all I have to say. Sell it to me.
there's a
Use a crowbar for all I care. I don't give a shit. You have to sell it to me.
there's a point where like mass and power cross, like, and you have to have either or both to, if you're a little tiny thing punching a big thing, it's not going to be super effective.
No, it's I'm sorry, you're never going to see like Halle Berry break Brock Lesnar's nose. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or a child defeating you. Like, like be like a little 10-year-old shows up and he's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And like, okay, try it. And then he knocks you out. And like, that's not going to happen because you can just fucking kick by accident and send him to a fucking moon.
like that scene in Extraction where all the kids hired by the drug lord go to try to attack Chris Hemsworth's character, and he just fucks them all. Like, he's not even punching him, he's literally open hand slapping them, and they're going down. It's hilarious. Well, let's read another one. What's an underrated action movie?
Oh, I don't know about underrated. Just maybe. And I don't even know if it's a action movie. I guess it is, but like a movie that like it seems like a lot of people haven't seen is Children of Men.
Oh, that
Solid movie.
I would not say it's an action movie, but it's more like.
Yeah, I don't even know what you would like. Is that a drama?
I would call it more suspense
Oh yeah,
because he's on the run.
yeah.
That was a fucking really good movie.
It was.
Well, like a lot of people I talk to about it, except for like people that really watch movies, a lot of movies haven't seen that or even heard about it.
No,
Like even me, like when it came out, I'd never seen it. I just saw it on DVD.
Yeah, I used to have it on DVD, but that was a good movie because it was like that was the dystopia future shit. Was that was the one the child gets born?
Yeah, when in a world where people can't have children anymore. So, I only watched it because the director of that movie, I was such a fan of his because he made the third Harry Potter movie,
Oh,
and it was so,
Prisoner of Azkaban.
yeah, it was so unique, and the way he did it and put so many different styles into it, and that was still my favorite Harry Potter movie because of that. And I went, oh, he made this other movie? Cool, I gotta go check it out. But there's one line that always sticks with me from that movie. They call it strawberry cough. And I can't, like, disassociate those two.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Underrated action movie. That's honestly, I would probably pick one of Van Damme's movies. Because I felt like a lot of his movies were just okay. But underrated, probably Quest.
I'll give you that one.
But I also understand why it would be underrated because about 3 or 4 of his movies were very similar.
Yeah.
It's nearly identical, like Kickboxer, Quest. What else he used? Fucking
Bloodsport.
Blah.
Those three are basically the same movie.
It's the same movie.
Lionheart.
You can quite literally fucking confuse them. But Quest was by far my favorite because when they traveled to that tournament, and was that the one that he was not supposed to be in it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm fucking again.
He's like, good, I'm still sober enough.
No, it's more about how similar those movies are.
They bleed into each other. Yeah.
It is to me like kind of the same movie, just 3 different alternative
Takes
movies.
on the same thing.
But yeah, Quest was one of my favorites. It's been for quite a while because like they go to this ancient tournament and like remember the big guy that he had to fight too.
Mm-hmm. Which is the same in all those movies. What was it? Tatonga? In, what is that his name?
Tong Po.
Tong Po, yeah. In Kickboxer, and then it was Bolo Young's character in Bloodsport. And,
the Bloodsport, actually, I like that character a lot.
And then there was another huge guy in Lionheart. That's always how that ends.
Did you ever see the movie with Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, and he's got
Akimbo?
Yeah.
yes.
Dude, that was a pretty underrated action movie. I thought that was a fun movie.
I'll give you that one because it was super entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think about with action movies. They don't have to have a ton of action to be entertaining.
Yeah.
But I think for me, a super underrated action movie would be Minority Report with Tom Cruise.
Oh.
Because that movie had so much action, but it's also a very heavy sci-fi movie, and it's a very suspense thriller, and it's a very murder mystery all at the same time. It's got all these unique flavors, but the action gets undercut because there's so much going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But you think about like the scene where he's on the maglev cars and he's jumping from car to car, or he gets in that warehouse and he has that weird like flippy shotgun thing and he's just fucking dudes up. Awesome movie.
That was a good movie.
Rundown. That's another one.
One of the 4 good The Rock movies.
It's honestly most likely to be like the top 2.
No, Faster. Faster's number 1, and then Jumanji.
Faster? What the fuck is a Faster?
You've not seen Faster with The Rock?
Is that the one where he
Not fast.
has the tattoos on his arm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Faster.
It's
You're,
pretty good.
you're in for a treat. That's literally his best movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Run down to me with the Sean William Scott.
So, let's say you take that same movie and you switch out Sean William Scott with somebody who's not as funny. You just have another Rock movie.
But that's still a good movie.
It is a good movie. But without Sean William Scott, 50% of that movie's gone.
Well, I think that's the difference. Is like the Faster's not really.
Are we rating for like the characters or underrated?
It's more along the lines of Standing Tall, but with a more serious approach or a more believable story. Or he seems more serious in the movie.
Yeah. When he has less dialogue than the fucking Terminator,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
You know, like with ratings, movie ratings. Recently, me and my sister started doing this thing. We just started checking some of our funniest movies that we ever seen, and we started checking their critics ratings. And
Don't trust him.
No, just because when we watched them, those things did not even exist. And now we like started watching, and then we watch. We start checking the ratings, and like we see how low these movies are rated. Some of them are even below 10%.
Yeah.
And these are the movies that made me fucking cry.
Yeah.
Just how funny they were. Which, you know, we a lot of us already knew this for a long time, that critics ratings are absolutely useless. You should never even bother looking at the critics ratings. The most important rating you should ever look for is audience score. And even after that, like, there's certain humor that you will get, but like some people will not, and which is okay. Like, as long as you find the movie funny, acceptable, like that's your jam, and the entire world tells you that it's absolute garbage.
Fuck 'em.
It's okay as long as you found it funny. That's for you. But overall, like, I only look at the audience score because that's a bare minimum, a base stat for me.
Yeah.
That's where you start. Like,
It's a baseline.
and even if says bad, and I watch it, because, you know, we live in the age where there's like 15 billion, not cable, but apps.
Yeah.
You watch the movie. All right, ready? Yeah. So you watch the movie, like, you get to see it on one of the apps pretty soon, probably within 2-3 months for sure after it's released, and that's very convenient if you have the correct app. But yeah, I fucking completely lost.
I got another underrated movie.
Just like before you start, I have a thing for Spence. Spence, you and me watched Shogun.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was awesome.
What did you think of the ending?
I mean, it was pretty much like everybody in the show dies, right?
Not everybody, but like a lot of people die.
I think it was kind of a realistic ending to it. Like,
So, originally they announced that it's a short story, one season, limited series,
Yeah, I think it just got
It was-
approved for the second season.
and that's what I have the problem with, because watching the series with the one season, one story, that makes it like, to me, makes the like, they made a show with a goal in line and they reached their goal at the end, and I was okay with it. Like, the ending, I would have filmed it a little bit different for myself, like at least with some of the scenes rearranged, but no big deal. Definitely, I enjoyed the show so much. And then the popularity of that show hit so fucking high because how good it was. Hollywood did the Hollywood thing.
We need to make more money.
We need to make more money. They announced second season.
Who's to
Which-
say what the second season's going to be about? Though it could be a totally different story, just in the same vein. Because most of the appeal felt like to me most
This
of the
is based
appeal
on the
was-
books. This is based on the book, which concluded.
Yeah, but how many people have actually read the books compared to the people who watched
So there's
the
actually an
show?
older series of this series before that, and then which was good, but like not definitely nowhere near as
Yeah.
popular as this one.
So me coming from outside, not knowing any of the books or any of the previous series, I could see the appeal for me was like that it was like a movie set in the setting of the place is old Japan, and the characters being the shogun people, the families, the people that were in charge of the cities and shit like that, almost like a Game of Thrones type
Yeah, it's
situation where
very
people
similar.
are
Yeah.
fighting for power, for leadership or whatever. So it wasn't really like, for me, the story doesn't have to necessarily follow any of the characters in the story. It could be like something outside of that.
Yeah, but like, why would you say second season? Just make a different show. Make a different show, a different story. One season, like you're not supposed to be limited to Shogun. Just one season, 2 seasons. Like I'd like to people who stick to their words. Like they say, one season, make it one season. You want to make similar stuff. Luckily, Japan has a rich history. There's plenty of books too. Use that to make another series in the same style, just a different story, completely different story, different characters. You do not need to keep leeching to Shogun because of its success. Make more good shit. Stop making fucking sequels of shit especially the sequels that are not supposed to be made.
We could say that about like bands too. Like if a band comes out, gets super successful, why do they keep the same name? Why don't they just start a new band?
They do.
And some people do.
Some people have multiple bands that they play in.
But a lot of people will stick with the band because they have a following.
Yeah.
And so they put out multiple records and, stick with the band that makes the money because that's where they're making their money, but they have a following. So it's like trying to build a following for every single thing that you do. It's a lot easier to create a following, and then the following is just going to get bigger.
But you also that means all the stuff that you announce. If you're gonna go back on it, that means you're just gonna lie about shit. Just you go back on your word, and people who
That's dishonorable.
and that is not very Japanese.
I'm very right in the middle because I do agree. If you made a good thing, and you feel like you have more of that story to tell that story. But I'm also on your side where it's like you did this great one and done. Cool.
That was the plan, the original plan, which
could be, but who said that was the plan? If you're talking about like a studio exec said that, fuck that, he was lying.
No, it was the original plan because they finished the book,
which is fine, but at the same time, so for context, I think John Wick should have been a one and done. They should have made John Wick 1 and left it there. That would have been perfect as is, right?
That's where we disagree. Even though I agree with you on terms of John
See?
Wick 1, I wanted more John Wick, even if the quality keeps dropping. But it's John Wick exclusive, not Shogun. Shogun was...
No, the same thing applies. It's fandom is fandom. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But
for me personally, the Shogun was different.
I think the only deciding factor that could bridge the gap between the two opinions is who's actually going to make it. Who's going to write it, who's going to direct it, and that sort of thing. It's so you don't end up with like Star Wars syndrome. So if you take the people who went, okay, let's adapt this book and make this show, and it turned out so good that everybody loved it, they're going to go, okay, we're going to write another season, but we're going to do it with intention. We're going to care for the lore. We're going to care for the characters that we have to create to make this. We're going to make this show for the people who loved season 1.
Yeah.
Then it's totally fine. But if you get people who maybe have a less higher price tag to come write it and direct it and have no knowledge or care about the source material, then yeah, you're going to fuck it up.
Like, I am scared of them ruining a good show. I am scared of them. It's a Game of Thrones for me. Like, Game of Thrones, I was a fanatic. I was borderline. I was over there with a fucking flag, just sitting there, like, just... People would complain about the Game of Thrones being dragged out, and I was 100% okay with it being dragged out.
See, when it comes to stuff like that, I have like a Ghostbusters 2016 mentality, where when that movie was announced, before anybody even saw it, everybody was talking about, you're ruining my childhood and all that. This movie has nothing to do with that movie. You still have the memories of that movie, same with that first season. You still have that memories, the way it made you feel, the way you enjoyed it. Having something on top of that doesn't change your perception of season 1. Just like 2016 Ghostbusters doesn't change my perception on 84 Ghostbusters. It's still good. I still love it. I still have all those fond memories. But I also acknowledge if you can't add to that, then I may not watch it.
So,
With that said, I enjoyed Ghostbusters 2016. I don't give a shit.
I still haven't seen the new one. Shame.
what I'm trying to say is...
Shame!
When there's a good thing, and it's... Like, for me, another good example is Supernatural series. First 5 seasons, because they plan to make 5 seasons of Supernatural. I really enjoyed that series. It was really good. They did 5 seasons. It was really, really good for 5 seasons. And then the success of the show got ahead of them. Like, they wanted to make more money because shit was selling. You know how many seasons of Supernatural they made?
13?
19, isn't there?
No, Dave most likely is the closest.
Oh, so you don't even know? What a piece of shit.
I actually stopped watching for
Randy probably knows.
about 11, season 11, 12. I
My
stopped.
son probably knows.
I stopped watching it is because there was a drastic change in the story, because now you beating the damn that
Well, that's where that intention of care comes along, where you have to go, okay, let's take...
you milk it for as much as you can, and I do not. I hate it. Like, we got to the society right now. Like, I watched a video on Instagram earlier where they're like, what movies are coming out this year? And it was sequels, remakes, sequels, like no original stories, which is like, do we not have any more original ideas? Are we all out? No, because I know books still exist. Books are real. There's so many books that are really fucking good that nobody...
There's a lot of red tape with that.
Yeah, but like, if you read a book and you really like that book, chances are there's probably 10,000 other books that are pretty close to the same story.
Well, not every book translates into a movie very well.
Well,
Anyway, let's go back. I got one more underrated movie. And you'll probably know this because we're about the same age, in the prime of our 20s, and Yeg's fucking old. The Last Boy Scout.
Oh,
that's a good one.
it's a great movie.
That is
I
a
fucking
fucking
love
good.
that movie,
I
dude.
love fucking Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans.
I love when he was fucking like looking for the guy that the guy his wife cheated on,
Yeah, who's the guy in the closet?
and he's a detective, so he fucking already figured all this shit
Isn't
out.
he like a rapper too?
He was
Or
a
he has
football player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has like a rap song about him in the movie. I want to say it's like playing.
We should watch it next time. I have it on my.
Oh, Damon Wayans has a rap?
Yeah.
I think he does actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good movie, and it was so underrated and so undercut because of so many different things, but it's like, I watched that movie and I go, this movie's fucking gold.
Yeah.
I'm also super glad they didn't do a sequel to it, but it was funny. The action was good. Like, the dynamic between the two main characters was so entertaining and watchable that it was like, I don't give a shit what critics say about this. This was a fucking fun movie.
Yeah.
What does the critic say about that? Because
It's a piece of shit.
Okay, and which brings me back to whatever I was talking about. Some of the best comedies or movies that I ever seen in my entire life were rated extremely low.
Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. What do we got, Spence?
Favorite movie fight? Ugh.
Right, Dave, since you wrote all of them down, you have any other ideas so you can start us off?
Oh, dude, I have several.
Really?
Before I answer, can I go back? Because I just remembered I had a point that I was going to bring up.
Boy Scout?
No, I got that one out. Favorite action movie scenes? One of my favorites was the opening to Blade in the nightclub in the meat packing warehouse.
Where it rains blood?
Yeah, and he just comes in and fucks everybody up. I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movie fights was Lethal Weapon 2. When he finally fights like the main henchman guy who he finds out murdered his wife. And he's like outmatched because the guy's a better fighter, but he's just so fucking angry, and he just goes hard on the guy and then ends up dropping a shipping container on him.
Yeah.
Like, very emotionally charged. Super cool.
Let's see. Well, I know what it's not. It's not even really a fight, but it's a fight for survival. Gladiator, when Coliseum fight, when all of them go under main character Maximus's leadership, and they all stick together to beat the Coliseum. Yeah. I think that's actually my favorite.
That's a classic.
It's like a lot of people like the final fight where all the tigers.
With Commodus. Or no, yeah, the second big gladiator fight.
But I actually like that one more. Just because he, as a general, he like put them all together and like he coordinated the whole attack.
Yeah.
One of my favorite fight scenes in the movie is from Ip Man.
Oh, which Ip Man?
The first one, where he's fighting all those guys in the. I think it's at the end where he's like, they finally challenge him. They bring all the fucking Japanese guys to fight him, and he just beats the fucking shit out of all of them.
Ip Man movies are like keep a very strong feeling in me. Like especially the first three. The first one is probably my favorite to this day.
Yeah,
it's classic. It's good. Donnie Yen is just absolutely amazing. I already told Dave the story about Donnie Yen getting jumped in the club.
Like for reals?
For reals. He was with his girlfriend at the time. He was at the club, and some guys tried to pick a fight with him, and then he went outside and they tried to jump him. There was 8 people. He sent them all to a hospital. even called a hospital to pick him up.
That's pretty funny when
like,
you try to fight somebody and they end up calling the hospital.
To me, that
was ambulance for you.
It's like the Roadhouse remake. Have you seen that?
No. I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
It's good.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
It's good.
So, like the first big fight in the movie, I think there's 4 of them, and he just humiliates him. He's not even like trying to hurt him. Like the first guy, he literally open hand slaps him like a bitch, but he ends up fucking all of them up. And then he asks the bar owner, "Do you have a car so I could take these guys to the hospital?" The next scene is him driving them to the hospital.
To the hospital and shit.
I didn't want to ruin the original Roadhouse by watching the remake.
I would not.
You ruined my childhood.
I would not think you were ruined it. It was well done because Jake Gyllenhaal definitely does a very good job.
The only thing they have in common is the title and the main character's name. That's about it.
Bouncer.
he was hired to be a bouncer. He wasn't a bouncer by trade.
It was good enough. They approved the second movie.
Really?
Hey, it just did good. It was really good.
That's
well done.
a mistake.
Again, same. So you have a similar feeling with me with the Shogun. Like I do not want.
I think it's different because.
How is it different?
I think it's different because feudal Japan has much more history that you can play into and take away from.
Yeah,
versus
absolutely.
this.
Like I honestly just don't want him to ruin the one season of the show that was concluded, and I just don't want him to fuck with it. Like I don't want him to be greedy and make another second season. And because there is no direction, like with Game of fucking Thrones, where they just had to fucking shoot blind, and like you saw when they were using the book material, the show was good.
Okay, but there was also a sequel to the original Roadhouse. Did you know that?
Really?
Hot garbage.
Who was in it?
And nobody knows it.
Was Swayze in it?
No.
Oh. That's why.
The only memorable actor in it was Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son. So now you see there's a pattern of bad behavior. That's why I think it's a mistake.
That's a lot of good sequels. How many sequels are better than the originals? You can count on probably on one hand, two hands max.
Terminator 2.
And that's the class.
Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2.
The fact that we have more sequels than
Titanic
ever.
Part 2.
Okay, fuck off.
Passion of the Christ Part 2, The Reckoning.
Passion of the Christ fucking Catholic Church.
Let's read the next one.
Remember?
Yep.
What about the fucking sword fight in Troy?
Ooh. Hector!
Fuck!
Yeah.
That was a good one. I bought Director's Cut if you ever want to watch it. Who's your favorite movie martial artist? Oh, we already covered him earlier. For me, okay, I'm gonna start. I don't want you guys to fucking jack my thunder. Donnie Yen.
We're on the same page. I already know it.
Steven Seagal for you, and then no, Donnie Yen is he kind of been growing on me more and more. And you know my regret that he did not get a bigger part in John Wick 4 series because his character was fantastic.
Dude, yeah.
And I know he's getting a serious now on his own.
As Kane?
Yeah. Kane's getting his own series, which is good. But like I feel like in that movie alone, I wish they did more with him. Just because
I think it was just right.
I just wanted him to show the trio, the John Wick, the Japanese guy that died for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I really regret. Also love him.
Hey,
too.
spoiler alert, Spencer.
What?
Never mind.
Never mind. And Donnie and
John Wick 4.
because they were really like talked about each other as brothers, and I wanted to learn more about their trio, like why. Because in the show, they never showed you why they were so close. Because they implied that they were just thick as blood, like they're close.
Yeah.
And then one of them comes for after another one, while the other two are still willing to die for each other.
Mm-hmm.
The third one, even though it still makes sense because they threaten his daughter.
Spoiler alert.
Again, he's like,
I'm lost in the story because I don't know anything about the movie. So even if I watch it, I'll watch it with fresh eyes.
but
you know what he's talking about, so it's
Yeah.
like making sense to you. I'm just.
I
like,
wish they did. I wish they did more to show us in the movie, even though the movie was still long. I wish they would go back, showed us a good flashback of why they're so fucking.
They could have
close.
cut out one of the 22 action set pieces.
Maybe
they
got some stairs. Just
just go back to the stairs. It was working.
There was 30 minutes of stairs you could have got, and like those whole 30 minutes, leave a minute of stairs falling down the stairs. It's fine. I'm not good
It's
at
like
all
the
this
fucking-
movie stuff. That's
that-
not where I focus in. Just crazy idea.
That movie Kung Pao where he's falling down the hill. And he's like,
It's a lot like that. It's a lot like that.
comes to the road and rolls all the way across the road and then keeps falling down the hill.
Yeah, no, it's just like that.
And
When you see it, you're going to go,
I would like to make a second one too. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Just because I grew up on it.
Yeah, Van Damme was he was the man, dude. I always wanted to do the splits after that.
My dad trained me to do the splits. I actually used to be able to do the splits.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be a dancer. You did martial arts and gymnastics. So I was fucking flexible as fuck.
was your dad actually Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah. Is your name Yeg Van Damme?
It's okay. My dad's fucking Tom Selleck, so...
I could actually change my name to it.
All right, Spence, martial artist.
Fuck.
We have choices.
Van Damme was awesome. Fucking Wesley Snipes was the man back in the day.
Passenger 57.
Yeah.
Late eye ready to die.
But I would say, for me, like, the most realistic martial artist, not a great actor, would be Tony Jaa.
See? Called it. We're on the same
I'm
page.
pretty sure he could kick the living shit out of me for sure.
I'm pretty sure if you put Tony Jaa on this table right now, he'd fucking kill all three of us.
Yeah.
He's the Expendables 4, right?
No. He's Ong Bak,
Sorry.
the Protector.
I saw an Asian and I assumed.
Jesus.
I'm gonna be honest. I believe.
Wait, is he in Expendables 4?
The boat guy.
That movie is so fucking forgettable. I can't remember.
That's the guy from the Ong Bang or wherever.
Ong Bak,
Ong Bak, yeah.
the Thai warrior.
I'm thinking of the same
Let's
guy,
see.
right?
I can't remember if he's in that movie or not. That movie was such a piece of shit.
Expendables 4. Tony
He
Jaa.
probably is in it.
Oh yeah, it says he was.
Fucking got it. Fucking, I got you.
So as far as like
I'm gonna be honest. They ruined his character in that movie too. So I'm
they
pretty.
ruined everybody's character in that movie.
That movie was
Hot garbage.
Megan
Yeah,
Fox.
no, though. So the very first movie I saw him in was Ong Bak. And that scene where he's in like the Fight Club house, and the big dude is trying to goad him into a fight, and he doesn't want to do it, so he slaps the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that guy goes to hit him. This guy's like a foot taller, outweighs him by like 100 pounds, and he comes up with that knee and hits him square in the chest. I was like, whatever happens now, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when like those movies came out, like I watched Ong Bak, and then like The Protector came out, and then I was like watching all the like, I don't know if it was on a DVD or like extended clips or whatever of him, like, because he was saying that how he did all these stunts and shit, and so it showed him doing all these things, and like so there's like a viewing of The Protector, and they didn't believe, it was like a question and answers thing after a Q&A thing after the movie was done, and they didn't believe that he actually did those things, and so they brought like 8 guys up onto the stage, and then he runs and jumps and runs across their shoulders just like he does in the movie.
Yeah.
Like right in front of everybody.
Or just his acrobatics combined with his actual martial arts skills, and like when even though he's not a big guy, you can feel when he hits somebody, he's hitting him hard.
Yeah.
Because it's all knees and elbows, like classic Muay Thai stuff. Like, holy shit! I believe he can actually do those things.
Yeah.
I would like to make an honorable mention. The last Mortal Kombat had Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Okay, yeah.
And those two martial artists, one of them is Shogun. He's Scorpion. Shogun,
The main
actor,
character from
the main
Shogun.
character.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
He's playing Scorpion, and the Sub-Zero actor, both true martial artists.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like the whole thing where they were filming their fight, they were fighting so fast that the camera could not capture their movements.
Same with Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man. They'd tell him to slow down and still undercrank the camera because he was so fucking fast.
But that was Demolition Man. When did that come out? And how?
93.
Yeah. And this is the Mortal Kombat came out during COVID. So the
Doesn't matter.
frames per second merit.
They
You
still
think
shoot at the same frames per second, 24.
They don't.
Promise. 24 frames a second.
Anyway.
The only time you shoot at a higher frame rate is for a slow motion scene.
Oh, so fucking Zack Snyder, fucking goddamn.
Every movie is filmed at 60 frames a second.
Yeah, nowadays it's hard to say like martial artists in movies because everybody does martial arts in their movies, and it's just like they don't know martial arts. They just fucking.
Well, there's
been
actor
trained,
martial
yeah.
arts and there's actual martial arts.
They're just learning the choreography for the scene.
Yeah, even with what's his name? Jason Lee, I think is his name. He played Bruce Lee in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Yeah.
Even when they were casting that role, at first they were trying to find martial artists, and they said, no, we should find an actor because we could teach them the martial arts. We can't teach a person how to act.
Yeah.
So they picked a guy who could emote and play the role of Bruce Lee, and then just taught him how to do these moves. It just so happened after that he started going to martial arts on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes way more sense to me. Like, you look at Keanu Reeves, like, yes, he's been very heavily trained, but he's been trained a lot in choreography, less than martial arts.
Right. But it's like, back in the day it was different because people would do martial arts and then get into movies and acting and then, you know, go that route. Now it's like actors are put into a movie where they have to do these fight scenes, so they start taking classes and then learning the choreography. You know, it's a little bit backwards, but, you know, I can see
I think it's more forwards.
yeah.
Tom Hardy with the.
Well, it's, I mean,
Tom Hardy's a great example.
makes
Like
better
he-
movies than
on
like
the side.
fucking
That's his side thing.
Iron Eagle with Billy Blanks because he was a martial artist.
Yeah, Tom Hardy getting a black belt, winning a competition as a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Just on the side.
Or
Like
even-
he was not even for the role. He's just, you know, on the side.
Even to an extent, Van Damme or Jeff Speakman from the early 90s. Like,
Who's Jeff Speakman?
he was the Wish brand Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't even know who that is.
I did not know.
He did a bunch of martial arts movies in like the late 80s, early 90s.
American Ninja?
No, that's
Actually, that was
Michael
a-
Dudikoff.
Oh,
I'm so impressed. I
oh
pulled
my
that
gosh,
out.
we're about to get on the fucking snowball effect over here. I was about to actually recommend off screen to Dave to watch the Cobra Kai.
we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah. I haven't watched it.
It's pretty good.
I 100% I just recommend.
To be fair, I haven't watched The Karate Kid since
And
I
you
was
do not.
a kid.
This show on its own is actually. It's kind of like it makes Karate Kid more like all of the references and like Easter eggs, you know, little mentions.
Okay.
But the show on its own stands good.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
I was talking to Pat about it because he said something about Karate Kid. I was like, dude, have you seen Karate Kai or Cobra Kai? And he's like, no. It's like, I've seen it, but I didn't really know what it was about. So it's like, basically, it's coming from the perspective of fucking the
dude who lost.
the dude who lost, and how he like
his
life
both of
after-
them, yeah.
how like. So he's like in the first season, he's like remembering
The glory
his time,
days.
his glory days, and how, in his mind, fucking Danielson was the bad guy. Because he would always show up at these parties and try to fight people, and so
Yeah.
he was trying to steal his girlfriend and shit like that. So it's like from his
Different
perspective.
perspective. Yeah, it did make
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah.
It's really good, but in Cobra Kai, like Johnny, like his perspective and stuff, and he starts teaching kids too now, but he's teaching them an aggressive karate, like
Sweep the leg.
Cobra Kai.
like he's like be aggressive, like start
Put him in a
attacking,
body bag.
like just be super aggressive until like in the second season, his son in the show and his student both fight, and his son puts his student into like paralyzed state to the point where So now, like, his aggressive nature, because of all this aggression that he keeps building up, it makes kids aggressive to want to fight. So, like, he sees flaw in his ways. Like,
Oh, okay. Learning.
Actually,
I
a
like
pretty
it.
good series.
I'll give it a shot.
really good. Like,
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, then you get the Easter eggs from the movie. You don't even have to, like, you'll know for sure, like, the Easter eggs, and you're like, oh shit! That's the chick from Karate Kid 2.
Yeah.
When she was recast. All right, here's a question. Do you prefer action scenes with gunplay, hand-to-hand, bladed weapons, or car chases?
I don't really care for car chases. I like all the
I
other
was about to
stuff.
say, unless it's a Gun Wild, Gone in
60 seconds.
60 seconds. That's the only movie where I was like, car chases, and I know about Fast and Furious existence. I just don't give a fuck about it. Gone in 60 seconds, like, as one movie, beats every single thing that Fast and Furious franchise ever put up. And their whole movie is fucking based on that.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you.
But yes, sorry.
I kind of like the gun fu style, where, like, John Wick style of, like, incorporating weapons, but also, like, when they're fighting, just picking up random shit and fucking using it as a weapon.
Or hitting a guy in the head with 5 times with nunchucks and he still lives.
Yeah.
Classic.
Or, like, on, I don't know if you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I still haven't.
Where they're
watch,
fighting,
we'll watch it.
and the guy pulls out these 2 big
haven't watched
dildos and starts fighting with his, like, 2-foot long
we
dildos.
we are definitely watching it when I come back.
No, it's a pretty good movie. Like, it's long, and it's, like, almost hard to follow at points, but, like, it's pretty good.
I'm going to have to check it out. Michelle Yeoh's in it, so I'm in.
Yeah, definitely good cast. I heard nothing but good things. For me, again, car chases. Get the fuck out of the fucking room. You're like a waste of time. But for me, martial arts is more important than gunplay. Like, to me, also, all the stuff with guns haven't been done in a very long time correctly until, like, now we're getting some really, really good stuff, and Mr. Wick is responsible for a lot of it personally. But martial arts, just from the beginning to the end, to me is more important. I love watching good fights. Martial arts fights, those are definitely more important to me.
What about the fight scene in the first Matrix? When it first came out, was dope, dude.
So
Where-
the
where
one
he fights
between Neo and Morpheus?
Yeah.
That was such an, like, instrumental change
Yeah.
in cinema. Because
Again.
up until then you would have fight scenes, but they were kind of bland. And then you saw that because it was hyper stylized and it brought over that Hong Kong style of wire work and super fast moves and very clean choreography, that it was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm into the gunplay more, and I think it's because of consequence for me, because you could get into a fist fight with somebody and you could get, like, physically damaged, but more than likely you're gonna live.
Yeah.
But with a gunplay thing, it's like the consequences there no matter what. You shoot somebody, they die. You get shot, you die. There's no, oh, I could go to the hospital and recover for a few weeks and then I'll be okay. Versus you get shot in the head, you're not going to the hospital, you're going to the cold box.
Well,
you
it
know?
depends on who you are in the movie.
Yeah, if you're in a John Wick
if you're
movie.
the good guy, you can get shot 15 or 16 times
Yeah.
throughout the movie.
But I also do think that the gunplay is a precursor to the rest of the action. It's not just about the guns. Oftentimes, like you said, the word gung fu, and I love that because it's not just about shooting. It's often, and again with John Wick 4, we should just title this episode John Wick 4. There is a scene where he's driving and shooting at the same time, and he's accurately driving while accurately shooting, and he did the same thing in the first one, where that's really cool. Or the gunplay up to a certain part where, like, there's no more ammo, your gun is useless, now it's fisticuffs. Or in Blade, where there's a point in the movie where there's no more guns, it's just about, I'm gonna fuck these dudes up, and then the main bad guy is a sword, you know.
Yeah.
I always think it's a great lead up to kind of cut the fat to get to, like, the main course kind of thing. But in terms of modern movies that have gun fu, it's not as silly as it used to be. In case in point is, like, the first Extraction movie, with the first, like, big action scene where Tyler Rake goes in to get proof of life of the kid who's been captured, and then when they're taking him out, he, like, breaks out, he fucks up the two dudes that are trying to escort him, goes back in with an AK, shoots these dudes till the AK's out of ammo, and then he goes hands-on with them. And then he's getting very adaptive. Like, he literally kills the guy with a cup.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
A
and
spoon.
With a fucking spoon. And then he gets an actual rake and kills two guys with that. Like,
yeah.
It really is the precursor to the more intense part of that fight.
Well, I think that kind of shows where we've come from movies, because back in the 80s in action movies like that, they would never run out of ammo, so it's like they just shoot everybody.
Yeah.
We're at the point now where people don't believe that at all.
Well, even case in point, you look at Die Hard, the original Die Hard. He magically, like, had enough ammo or picked up enough ammo to get him to the very last fight, and instead of it being a fight, he checks his magazine in his chamber. He has 2 rounds, and there's 2 bad guys left, and he draws this gun that's taped to his back and gets 2 headshots right off the bat. Like, it would have been way cooler if you had just went, like,
maybe shot one of them, missed the other shot, and had to beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, had to, like, fight Hans Gruber hand to hand. Would have been actually way cooler.
So yeah, I think that's why I like the kung fu or the gun fu, because it's kind of a mixture of, you're fighting with a gun, but when it comes down to it, you use whatever the fuck you can.
Speaking of gun fu, have you ever seen a movie called Equilibrium?
Oh yes,
With
Christian Bale.
I don't know.
It's like a futuristic society, pretty much. Like, pretty much everything is already set, and these guys are, like, kind of like supposed to keep.
So in the world, you're not allowed to feel emotions anymore. So everybody takes these drugs that cut off your highs and lows, and then they have basically their police wing that's called the Tetragrammaton, and they use dual pistols, but they use them in a weird fashion because it's based on statistics and like study of gunfights, to where they stand perfectly stationary and they move their gun around their body to activate different targets. So, like, any fight scene he's in, he's standing in the same place, but he kills like 95 people with 2 guns. It's really visually cool, practically impossible.
Yeah.
But
cool movie to watch.
For when this movie was released to where they were at, and, like, looking at it back, it was it's progress.
Yeah,
when did that movie come out?
Like 99 or 2000, somewhere around there. Maybe 2001.
It's very old, but very good. It's like it has this.
I've probably seen it, actually. It
has a Matrix feel in it, like,
yeah,
just the outfits the guys walk, like I fucking want one of those.
I think I have seen it, actually.
Absolutely fucking buy one of those fucking trench coats that they have.
Yeah, the full button up.
Like, show up fucking at the bar and be like, 1 blue moon, please.
Favorite action stars? Easy, dude. Schwarzenegger. Next. I'm that old where he was the fucking.
I don't want to reuse some of the ones I used, so I'm just gonna. I actually use Jason Statham.
Solid pick.
I love his physique. Like, he knows how to fight.
Yeah, of course you do.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Listen, he's no Jack Reacher, but that's a callback on our previous episodes of whatever.
The one where you wish Jack Reacher would tear your asshole open.
It was a Nazi episode. Listen to that one for more information. That's how you fucking sell shit. Please like and subscribe.
Billboards work too, but
no, Jason Statham, like the Transporter movie, is I fucking love it. The first Transporter, second Transporter are like peak because it has car chases too, and it's good.
I gotta go with Stallone.
Yeah.
Because I always found Stallone more believable than Schwarzenegger, and
he could not
Schwarzenegger
defeat. He could not defeat a predator. You're fucking fool.
They were actually talking for a while about making a Predator movie with Stallone, but it was going to be Rambo.
John Rambo.
Fucking Predator versus Rambo?
Yeah. That was going to happen for a while.
If you're listening out there, Hollywood writers, there's a fresh idea for you.
I would like a new Predator movie with Schwarzenegger as a mayor.
No,
I really like Prey.
Prey was good. I think the reason I do like Stallone is because in his movies, like, he gets hurt, he gets beat up, he gets shot, versus Schwarzenegger kind of like doesn't face those challenges until usually the end.
Yeah.
You think about Commando, like, he was untouchable.
Until that fucking chubby guy starts beating his ass.
Yeah, the guy with the fucking fat Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Fat Freddie Mercury with the fucking fishnet tank top on.
Let out some steam, Bennett. But yeah, he was that way in most of his movies.
Yeah.
But Stallone would get damaged and wounded throughout the movie, you know. And I just always, he's not like the most amazing actor, but he sells it for me.
Yeah.
And especially
because
because
some fucking bangers, dude. Cobra, Tango and Cash.
Dude, Cobra, holy shit!
Yeah.
What a goofy movie, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Tango and Cash was great.
Fucking
Rambo, Rocky, The Expendables.
Over the Top.
Where he's in a semi, working out his one arm. Like, this is a real
semi-truck drivers work out their other arm.
Are you Hawk? Hawk too.
The armbar movie you're talking about?
Yeah, where the truck drivers who arm wrestle.
I forgot the name of it.
Over the top.
Over
yeah.
the top.
He's like trying to arm wrestle to win money. To
they're like, they're always super fucking oiled, too, and shit.
Yeah, and like everybody he arm wrestles is vastly bigger than him.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was kind of an action movie guy too for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Little China, the
Big
Trouble
Trouble
in Little China. I've been trying to buy that movie so we can watch it.
I have it upstairs. Well,
no,
on DVD.
I just want to buy it on
Or
digital.
Escape from New York and L.A.
Yeah.
That's good.
Call me Snake.
Check is in the mail.
Check is in the mail.
I fucking love that.
What about
that was my favorite line, dude.
Nowadays, you said Jason Statham. Who do you think is the biggest action movie star nowadays?
I don't even want to say.
Steven Seagal.
It's The Rock.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Sadly, it's The Rock. No, honestly, action.
I think his movies. Most of his movies are comedies.
Yeah.
I would classify them.
No, the Black Adam was a pretty big comedy too. It was a comedy on the rest of us.
I'm gonna spread the wealth. So, as far as like big action stars, they're mostly in series or related to people who have played comic book characters. So you have Chris Hemsworth is, in my book, leading the pack with the Extraction movies because those movies are so good, and he does such a good job.
He's
then you have
he's like a common placeholder for what action hero should be, you know?
Yeah,
like he's just, you place him in any movie with a similar role and he'll do good. He'll
And then you put in Alan Ritchson as Reacher,
The best.
but he was also in Ministry for Ungentlemanly Warfare, which is also arguably an action movie. And
That just recently came out.
yeah,
We watched it.
and he's this big hulking giant of a dude,
Yeah.
but he has personality and character and all that. So I think there's not like one specific action movie character anymore. It's everybody's kind of playing their part. But if you think about it, it was the same when we were coming up, where you had Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Bruce Willis,
Yeah.
Mel Gibson. You had a variety of people playing a variety of different characters.
Right.
I don't think there's one definitive, but if there was, The Rock is definitely trying to take it with all of his shitty movies.
But he also plays exactly the same character in every single movie. Therefore,
He
it's a
just plays
fucking
The
just a
Rock.
sequel.
Except for faster.
Anyway.
Read
Should
the
watch
next
that
one.
movie.
Cool.
Hit it, Yeg.
Oh, it's me?
Tis you, sir.
That was a short one. Favorite... God damn it. Favorite car chase scene.
Fuck.
Did you put that back in there?
No.
Okay.
I would never.
I can't even-
I just shit talked the fucking car chase scenes the entire.
Well, we know yours. Gone
No.
in 60 seconds.
No, not anymore.
Oh,
I already mentioned it. I don't want to use the same one.
well, say it again.
I would probably use one of the transporter ones.
Okay, that's fair.
The
Is it the one where he
The
drove
hot-
the Lamborghini off the ramp and
no,
used
no.
the hook to pull the bomb off the bottom of the car?
Listen, I'm realistic. Like, that's something Fast and Furious would use.
What was that movie back in the 80s where they're driving that Lamborghini and he like skips it across the water?
That's a James Bond
That's
movie.
Jesus Christ. The Passion
Isn't
of the
it?
Christ, too.
No. It's like, I think it's got Corey Haim in it.
Oh, fuck.
Or maybe I think it's a Lamborghini.
I know what
One
you're
of those
talking about and I can't
stupid
think of it.
Corey movies.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about and I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, no, that was a very cool scene.
Yeah.
I probably would use Transporter, too. The opening, the first scene, as soon as the girl tries to get kidnapped. And he tries to
Oh,
save her.
yeah.
That's probably the scene. Like, on Transporter 1 overall is good. Transporter 2 was, for me, is better. Just there was a little bit deeper stake in that one.
Yeah.
Because he was working as a bodyguard, he's just covering, and then he gets attached to the girl.
The kid.
The freaking the virus that she gets in, and then he tries to save her.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm pretty sure the mom too.
Yeah.
Because I think he had like
That was the whole plot, was to infect the kid with the virus, who was going to infect his dad, who was a senator, and then he was going to go to this big hearing and infect all the U.S. world
Yeah.
leaders.
and like
I got to go old school, man. I'm going to take it way back. Bullet. Did you ever see Bullet?
what's the bullet?
With Steve McQueen? That
Oh.
68 Mustang Fastback? The green one? That was a fucking way cool scene.
Bullet.
And that's hard because the French Connection had such a really cool car chase scene, but it didn't have a Mustang.
I can't even. Maybe car chase scenes just aren't super memorable to me because I can't even think of like a specific car chase scene.
I'm also gonna defend that in terms of there's just been so much, but yeah, your point makes sense. But nothing stands out like significantly. Like you can
Because almost every single action movie, there's gonna be a car chase scene.
like unless you're fucking a girl in the
Except for the
car while
Patriot
driving, like a
Except
crank.
for the maybe Braveheart is missing one too. I think the problem is, this is my genuine feeling, because if I went back 10 years, I would remember every fucking car chase I ever saw in a movie that I thought was cool. And there's still a lot of them I still recall and go, oh, that was dope, or
They'll be
whatever.
unique, more
The
unique.
Expendables had a good one. Obviously, Bullet, The French Connection, so on and so forth. The problem is, the Fast franchise fucked up car chases.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, because
Let's
you can't
fuck
look
'em.
past how stupid those are, and then you go, "Oh, car chases are fucking dumb in movies." No, it's just fast movies are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I will defend the Fast and Furious 1, Fast and Furious 2. Those are to this day my favorite Fast and Furious movie. And then I felt like somebody should have just taken it.
What was the movie with fucking? It was one of the Grindhouse movies that was with Kurt Russell.
Death House. Or no,
Death Proof.
Death
Death Proof. Yeah, I mean that whole movie is a car chase.
Yeah, and it's dope.
Yeah, I mean that was
That was a good. That's a good example.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got.
Show me what you got. Please like and subscribe.
I'm not going to read that. I'm going to say that one for someone else. Who is a miscast action star in a movie?
Like, you already know my answer.
What do you mean miscast action star?
Like they could have chosen somebody better.
Oh.
I don't know if I
Angelina
should.
Jolie in most of her action roles.
Hey, you shut your whore mouth. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft is fucking my hero. I love you, baby.
She's just not believe. Have you seen her arms in that movie? There's no way she could pull off half of the shit they're trying to make her look like.
Listen,
I never once in my life thought I would say that I think my dick is bigger around than somebody's arm, except for her.
I'm not saying that she's
Yeg is
not-
visibly offended by that.
You
I'm not
honestly
saying that
could
she's
make
not
her
a
a
good-looking
borscht
person
right now,
but,
and I
like,
would not
she's
care.
not an action star.
Shut the fuck up right now. I am visibly
I will
offended.
give her Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh my
But
God.
because she was so entertaining in that.
Plus, she was up against Brad Pitt. So.
Yeah, dude, like that's so much sex
all
appeal
right,
in
all
one
right,
building.
all right. I'm gonna move on from this fucking bullshit. This fucking Jesus Christ, Angelina Jolie. I would like to.
Well, it's like
If you're listening to this, I am not with them. Please like me.
you look at fucking Angelina Jolie in a lot of her movies, you know, that she's an action star in these movies, like the one where she's like an assassin, Salt.
Salt, yeah.
Yeah, but she's KGB assassin. Like, Jesus Christ, that makes total fucking sense. What the fuck is going on over here?
Yeah, it makes total sense because Russians can't do anything right.
I mean, she's shooting and stuff, but like there's
She's a
fight
double
scenes, and
agent.
it's like we were talking about before. Like if she punched you, it really wouldn't hurt. I don't think like most people, but
I think best case scenario for her was in
and if she did hit you, you might get turned on. It's just like, oh yeah, hit me again.
I mean I would.
Yeah.
I mean,
But there are like it's not because she's a female.
I got
'cause
so
there's,
angry I
like,
forgot my choice.
female action stars that are super believable, like Gina Carano. Like I know for sure she could kick my ass.
Yeah, because she's also a fighter, but she's Angelina Jolie is an actor who's also like in good shape and very good looking, and I will watch all of your fucking movies.
whoa. Are you saying in comparison Gina Carano's not in good shape or good looking? Because I'll fucking throw hands with you right now.
Fucking, she looks like a thick girl, but like
Yeah, she's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. She could definitely take Angelina Jolie.
I'm not saying she can. I'm just saying physically she can. Definitely can't take her in acting because she can't fucking act. Anyway, so.
I'm not going to disagree with that last point. But believability wise,
They,
Gina Carano
they,
all day long.
they all have strengths, and one of them has strength, the other one has skill.
All I'm saying is that like some
Acting
of those
skill.
parts could have been more believable if it was like with a person that looks more convincing to fit that role.
Jabba the Hutt, the girl, the fucking.
Instead of just getting a big name to play a certain thing, you know.
Have you played Lara Croft games?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Lara Croft in the games are jacked as fuck, like ready to fucking take
Yeah,
on?
but it's a game.
Oh, so look, right now, if you
Doesn't have to
translate
be
it into the
believable.
movie, you would say that, let's say, you know, who would be a better pick for Lara Croft? More believable than Angelina Jolie.
Megan
Gina
Fox.
Carano.
Meg fucking Jesus Christ! I almost threw it. Oh God! I almost got tilted.
No, I got a good choice. Solid choice. You're going to love this. What was that chick who played Rey in Star Wars?
I don't know what her name is.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeg's so mad.
I am absolutely angry. Like, I'm pretty sure half of this shit was done on purpose, and I really hope it was just to hurt me and not an actual opinion, because we're about to cancel this fucking podcast.
Hey, Yeg.
Steven Seagal, that's my choice.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here next.
Steven Seagal could replace her.
I will agree. Steven Seagal is
Get me replaced by a goddamn
Seagal
piece of
assault.
chair. Which chair would still look better and probably fight better,
If you
too.
went down to Rio Grande downtown and was like, "Hey, anybody want to be in a movie?" Better choice than Steven Seagal.
A homeless guy who never acted a day in his life
Exactly.
would be a better fucking choice than
Which is
Steven
basically
Seagal.
what Seagal was.
Seagal.
I'm gonna actually go with Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
Because a lot of his movies should be
I will-
casted by somebody else.
I
Like,
will.
there's certain Mission Impossible
which
movies he
movies?
fits, and then there's certain ones that I don't think he fits.
Which movies? Because we all know we can both agree on one movie right off the bat. And I'm
Reacher.
gonna-
Jack Reacher.
Yep, that's exactly what I
Yeah,
was
he
fucking-
should have never played Jack Reacher.
He should never even been near. He should have been Jack Reacher's assistant.
I think he was more believable in that one movie where he's like a
Vanilla Sky.
No. I know what you're talking about.
he's like a hitman.
With the Cameron Cruz.
No, that's Night and Day.
Night and Day. Yeah, that's the one I was
I
thinking.
can't remember the name of the movie.
Even that's a miscast. Those two don't work together.
She's taller than him.
Hitman. Hold
Actually,
hold
never
on.
mind.
I'm stuck on this. He
Everybody's
was a
taller than him.
hitman.
The collector, the contractor, the contractor, collector is a horror
Cunt
movie.
Collector, that's right.
The stutterer.
You know which one? That one.
I'm trying to think of it. I'm trying to remember like a scene.
I don't know why I don't remember it, because that movie was played in Ukraine for 3 years straight on repeat.
I think he's supposed to be like a work for the mafia or something like that. It's Collateral with Tom Cruise. That's the movie.
That's what it was.
Wow, it took us a while.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty believable in that, just because he's kind of an asshole in that movie, and most of it's like gunplay. He's an assassin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's kind of an action star, isn't he?
He's become just an action star. Every time he tries to branch out to like a dramatic or a comedic role, it's almost just a novelty. Did you
Yeah.
ever see Rock of Ages?
Have you ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
There's
That's what
not
immediately came to mind
not
when
a
you said
single
comedy.
human being in the world can take over that job right
To
now.
credit, that was like 14 or 15 years ago when that movie came out.
And it was peak performance, baby.
Yeah, but everything since then, what was that movie? American Made, where he was like the pilot smuggling drugs, and everything he does outside of action doesn't really fit anymore. And then when he does action, the fact that he's like 60 just takes away from
Yeah,
it.
but he still puts effort in. He
does.
nobody
he's an
can question.
athlete.
He puts effort, and especially
Top
for
Gun Part 2 was pretty fucking cool.
Mission Impossible, like all those stunts that he pulls off, and like it's really hard for me, somebody who doesn't like him that much, to ever like judge him. Like there's a lot of milestones that he achieved. Like I don't like him for none of his movie stuff, though. I would like to make it clear, like in terms of movies, Tom Cruise is extremely talented. It's his Scientology stuff that
You know he's not listening to this, right?
Yeah,
Scientology stuff that
Yeah, no, I disagree with the Scientology.
I have a lot of problems with that, but not with his acting. He's actually would be so much more pleasant if he would like not be in Scientology.
Play off the Scientology.
Yeah, like he would be a lot more relatable. He's just good, like, and that's the only thing that I have against him, unfortunately. Like, just because I did so much research in Scientology and like saw what they do to people, it's like so much horrors that it's kind of hard for me to associate him with them together. So like right now, everything he does is kind of like
tied to that.
Tied to that because
that.
yeah. But it would have been a lot easier, just because I do love Mission Impossible movies. I think they're fantastic, and
yeah, that first one was awesome. I mean, the movies after that are all good. They kind of get a little bit like fucking
stale.
They are kind
Stale,
of
but just way over
like
the
Fast
top.
and Furious franchise, except better.
Yeah.
I would watch Mission Impossible movies over Fast and Furious franchise movies anytime.
I agree with that.
Like I'd rather watch spy shit than watching Vin Diesel telling me for the family he can fly into fucking space.
I got family. What do we got, Spence?
Favorite action franchise?
So Fast and Furious. I'm just
Nope, you said it. It's in stone.
no take backs.
It's already recording. Good.
As a franchise all around, I gotta go with Lethal Weapon.
Oh, that is a very, very, very good
And
choice.
I'm even gonna go out on a limb and throw in the TV show.
Oh, the TV show, the Lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was
I
pretty-
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a good time. It was good. It did not feel like it was trying to copy the movies.
No, it wasn't. It was trying to do its own thing.
It was same names, just kind of different story, and I very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spence, what do you got?
that was good. That was a good choice.
I would say maybe Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Goddamn,
solid.
you really surprised me.
Wow.
Right now. You told me Angelina Jolie sucks, and then you fucking just throw Guardians of the Galaxy as a like fuck.
Superheroes.
Well, I was trying to avoid superheroes because it's too easy to just
is
branch out too far.
Yeah, it's such a coward pick.
But-
Actually, you know what? Never mind.
Guardians is different though because they kind of stand on their own in a way.
Yeah, I think maybe
Right.
it's because it's like more like comedy almost. Yeah,
I
those
actually
movies.
have so many choices, and it's really hard for me to like. So since I'm the last one, I'm just gonna fucking
Name them all. Just name
Just
them all.
fucking just. Thug life. I would say Rambo.
Ooh, also a good pick, except for that last one.
The last one did not exist. Actually, never released in the U.S. I mean, we never saw it. Rambo, the Predator, Alien, both of those are one of my fan favorites. Actually, I would say Predators are definitely more favorite. Felt like Aliens, Aliens for me were good. Like with Ripley, it was good.
It was good, bad.
And then
Aliens 3 sucked.
Is that with Winona Ryder?
No, that's Aliens 4.
That's 4.
Oh,
The Aliens were. I felt like Aliens did much better with Alien vs Predator series because they were like kind of like verses that we never asked for, but we kind of like we rolled with that shit.
Yeah, we rolled with it, that's for sure.
uh,
I gotta agree with Rambo though,
Rambo.
especially those first 3 because they had an escalation to them. Because like the first one was actually a really small scale story, and then the second one was like, okay, this one platoon in Vietnam and rescuing the prisoners, and then the third one was like that Afghanistan-Russian war, where it was just like it got bigger and bigger without being stupider.
Which question? Which is your favorite Rambo movie?
I would say the first one.
Dave?
That's tough.
I mean, he's super ripped in the second one, like super ripped.
You know how he was all puffy in the first one? The second one,
How
he's
do you
just
think?
shredded.
How do you think he was doing his laundry?
I don't know, man. 2, 3, and 4 were all good, but I'm kind of stuck between 2 and 3. They were both very interesting. And the different landscape helps. I gotta go with 2.
Damn.
Because that's when he gets the bow and the explosive tipped arrows and does that whole montage where he's taking out the Russian soldiers, like, stealthy and shit. Like, what a cool fucking scene.
Yeah, I guess the second one you kind of get to see what he's really... I mean, the first one kind of...
Almost just hints at
his skills, like he's this super trained fucking nightmare of a killer. But he's like up against these fucking dumbass cops in this town.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the second one you do get to see his lethality, if that's a word.
It is. And it was super dope.
I would like to agree with this Hedon over here and say first one.
This hedon?
Yeah.
This hedonistic piece of shit.
Hedonistic.
But I will never forgive him, Angelina Jolie.
Is it specifically Angelina Jolie as Tomb Raider?
As Angelina Jolie in general, I worship you, my goddess. Please marry me.
Dude, you really want my leftovers that bad?
Listen, do not listen to this bearded fuck over here.
Yeah, her name used to be Angelina Jolie Brown.
Right before it was Pitt.
Yeah. You can't go after
I'm
it's
also,
been
I'm
pitted,
also
dude.
taller than Brad Pitt.
Are you?
I actually do not know, but I'm maybe barely. Definitely taller than Tom Cruise. I know that for sure. I'll look that one up.
I think Brad Pitt is a fucking great actor.
Hey,
Dude, he is fantastic.
I am not talking shit on Brad Pitt. Like Bullet Train, holy shit, a masterpiece. Like he's been fucking killing it in terms of personality outside of movies and in the movies. Just fucking star.
No, dude,
Also-
best role, Deadpool 2.
The Vanisher.
He was in it for like a solid
I was
2
like,
seconds.
wait, what?
Brad Pitt, I will marry you too. I have no problem.
Brad Pitt now or Brad Pitt 1985?
Either way.
You like fighting, I like fighting.
So we're narrowing down Yeg's list of man crushes.
Yeah.
There's Reacher and then Brad Pitt.
But Angelina Jolie's at the peak though. She's my queen. I grew up on her, and on.
I blew up on her too. Oh, sorry, I misheard you.
It is what it is. We all did.
So what's yours? Favorite action franchise?
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody said the John Wick franchises.
It was an easy pick, to be honest. Like, it is good, yeah, but like, is it the best? No. It is definitely enjoyable to watch.
What about the Rocky franchises?
That would have been a good one.
I have to be totally honest. 100%. I've never seen Rocky 1 all the way through. I don't think I've seen 2, 3, 4, whatever.
You're like 80 years old, dude. Like, what do you use
I'm
all
29,
You're
you fuck.
80 years old? What did you use all that time? You could have finished at least one Rocky movie.
The first Rocky
The
movie
first
I remember
Rocky.
seeing all the way through was... Fuck, I think it's 5, where he's coming out of retirement.
To fight Tommy Gunn?
No, the one after that.
Oh.
Where his...
Rocky 5000.
Maybe it's 6. Where...
No, I'm pretty
where
sure
he-
they start naming it Creed now after the...
No, there was one before that.
There was definitely no
He-
Rocky 6.
there was-
That sounds like way too many.
Google it. It's the one where he gives the speech to his kid about the world is a mean and nasty
Yeah.
place and
There's no way that's 6.
whatever number it is, I don't know.
Who does he fight in the movie?
It was the current heavyweight champion of the world. It was some dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Ended at 5.
Okay, then it was
Tommy
5.
Gunn, yeah.
But there was also next one is Rocky Balboa.
Oh, it was Rocky Balboa, which in turns would be Rocky fucking 6, wouldn't it?
No, it says Rocky Balboa, not 6. There's an actual distinction, like there's no number on this bitch. Therefore, it is Rocky Balboa. It is completely different fucking movie.
No, so when you reach the 6th movie in a franchise, you can legally change it from a number to a name, which is why Fast and Furious 6 is called Fast 6, Jumping the Shark.
I'm surprised they didn't ask you that.
Actually, it was
citizenship.
It's actually it's the Fast and Furious 11 movie name is
Garbage.
Fast 11 trying to find a Megatron.
Pretty much. I think in terms of action franchises, John Wick definitely holds a place.
Plus, we use it way too many times to just keep fucking
it's
shooting that
because it's so current and it's so prevalent
that
it's an easy backbone for that conversation. But at the same time, I look at like how much I like those movies and progression. John Wick 1 was fucking amazing. And I think a big part of that for me is because I had no idea what it was about. I had no idea what I was getting
nobody
into.
Did. That was
it was a total sleeper hit. Came out of nowhere. John Wick 2 was cool. It's like when they were in the boardroom trying to decide if they were going to make it. Somebody was like, "Let's make it bigger and better," and another exec was like, "Yeah, let's make it bigger." And then that first exec was like, "Yeah, and better," and the second exec was like,
"Just didn't hear."
No, just bigger.
just.
And then John Wick 3 was like,
selective hearing.
What the fuck are we doing here? And John Wick 4 was like,
stairs.
Just accept what it is.
Stairs.
Let's just make really cool action scenes.
Saying that they should have just. John Wick 4 should have been the realization that he's just Neo in a different existence in the fucking Matrix.
He literally is Neo.
Should have merged it, dude.
It just all flips back to the.
Read the question, Yeg. We only got a couple more.
Oh, it's the last one.
Oh.
Least favorite action star, and why is it The Rock?
That's why I wasn't going to read it. No,
go out on a limb and just say Angelina Jolie.
Shut the fuck up.
I wish I had that on video. That was so good. Oh my god.
Favorite action stuff.
Chuck Norris.
Really?
Yeah, fuck him. Fucking
Texas Walker Ranger.
Like fucking, he can.
Good
solve
guys
the crime.
wear black.
He can fucking. The script solves the crime for. I'm just kidding.
I just love that movie with Bruce Lee and he fucking like rips out his chest hair. That's so
oh yeah.
I actually do not know who would be least
modern day version of Chuck Norris.
Just somebody.
The modern day version of Chuck Norris would have to be Statham.
It would have to be Chuck Norris.
That's not an offense against Statham. Chuck Norris was a G.
Yeah.
Where is he at now? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
I'm provoking Dave into a fucking Chuck Norris jokes. That's actually what I've been doing.
Do you want some Chuck Norris jokes?
Does the crowd want Chuck Norris jokes?
Let me rephrase. Do you want Chuck Norris facts?
They're not facts.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you from all the way over here. What'd you say?
I said they're not facts.
Yeah, shut up.
The death will catch up to him, and on his day, I will fucking tap dance. I don't even know.
No, that's not true. Because Chuck Norris died 20 years ago. Death is just too scared to tell him.
Yeah.
Hashtag facts.
Anyway. Fucking worst actions. I'm actually gonna use Google to just fucking help me to get the list down. And I want to see if I agree.
Billy Blanks. I'll say Billy Blanks.
Honestly,
Steven Seagal kicks in very first. I do not want to use Steven Seagal. That's the whole reason.
Steven Seagal is too.
It was an easy pick
up front.
I don't know though. Like, if you had cut his career off at like 1994,
he would have been a good big star.
He would have, yeah. Because he had a few really banger movies.
Under
Not
Siege
even gonna lie. When did that come out?
Yeah.
I love Under Siege 2, okay?
For comedy? Or?
Oh, Chuck Norris is on the list, by the way.
Worst action stars?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is right after him.
Who the fuck would call him an action star?
I've never seen him.
He's a good actor.
If he was in Fury.
That's true. That was Brad Pitt's movie, though.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just read the list. What does the list say?
No, pull it up.
Angelina. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You got me.
Number one, Vin Diesel.
Oh, fuck. He's horrible.
Which immediately, like, I was like, yeah, I can fucking understand that. Pierce Brosnan.
No.
Action star?
Second worst.
He was 007.
Yeah. Ben Affleck.
No. Did you ever see The Accountant?
No.
Dude, he was awesome.
But I also Halle Berry.
Agreed.
Jennifer Garner.
Oh, yeah. Fucking...
Cubby Smolder in The Avengers.
Electra. Horrible.
Chuck Norris. 7th.
Or as he was known in the Jurassic Age, Chuck Norrisaurus.
Anyway.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Sam Worthington, number 9.
Who's that?
He was in
Avatar.
Terminator, Avatar. He was in Terminator Salvation.
Okay.
I'm gonna spoil you on Nintendo now. Jai Courtney, I didn't even.
Oh God, he sucks.
Oh, Terminator Genesis. I really like him in Spartacus, though. He dies.
Yeah, I love it when he dies.
Shailene Woodley. Oh, never mind. I know which one. It's
yeah.
the Divergent, yeah. And Alice Vikander, Ex Machina. Is that a fucking Lara Croft?
Yeah, she played in
Yeah,
Terminator.
okay, you know what? I will defend her. She is great.
Is it?
Maybe I have a thing for Lara Croft.
Maybe it's just a Lara Croft.
Yeah, I think it's a Tomb Raider fetish.
That's most of the reason why I played those games.
God, I would love a Tomb Raider fetish.
It's about the puzzles.
That would not explain my fascination with raping priests, but
Side note: if you haven't listened to D&D, you should go check that out for context.
Actually, don't bother.
I'm not going to explain it.
Don't bother. We have no game master anymore or dungeon master. He retired, quit. He's busy. He's like, Manny this, Manny that.
Tell us how you really feel. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. He wanted to sleep in, and now we have no dungeon group.
The one that I totally agree with was Jai Courtney. And every movie he was in, it's like I want to like him, but I can't. And I'm sure he's a nice guy, blah, 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 whatever. But I remember watching a CinemaSins on YouTube. Do you know what that is? Like Everything Wrong With whatever movie. Yeah. And I can't remember what movie it was for. I think it was Terminator Genesis. And
that's the one where the guy realizes that he was a fucking machine.
Terminator.
Like,
no,
he thought he was a
that's
human.
Sam Worthington. That's Terminator Salvation. Terminator Genesis.
Genesis is the
John
one with
Connor
the
goes
fucking
back.
Daenerys.
Yeah. So anyway, in the video, the guy adds like 20 sins, and he says it just like this: "Stop trying to make Jai Courtney happen. It's not going to work." And right then I was like, "You're right."
Send it.
He's good as a supporting character.
Oh, he's also
In
the Bruce
Suicide
Willis'
Squad.
son in
Yeah.
Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah.
God
You know
damn,
who's an actor
he's really
I can't stand?
Huh.
He's not in a lot of movies, but the movies he is in, it's that guy that's in fucking Tokyo Drift.
Oh my God, I can't stand him either. His southern accent.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad is that's his real accent, but it seems so fucking fake.
Yeah. So he was like in some movies when he was a kid, and there's one movie that he was in that was actually pretty good.
Did Travis see those movies?
Probably has them on VHS.
As a kid.
That was actually pretty good, but like everything I ever see him in, it's just like, oh, this is going to be a fucking horrible movie. So, yeah. That's the only actor I can think of.
He was all right in that movie 42. The baseball movie about what's his name? The black baseball player.
Jackie Robinson?
Yeah, Jackie Robinson. He was good in that, but everything else he's in is like, oh god, dude, recast.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I've seen all the Fast movies except for Tokyo Drift, because I remember the commercial or the trailer for it, and the opening line is, "I've never fit in anywhere all my life," and it's like,
well, you don't fit in this movie.
You're in fucking Japan, dude.
You're a fucking redneck in Japan, literally in Tokyo. No, you don't fit in.
Maybe it's just that movie, because I watched like the first like half an hour of it and couldn't watch it.
I actually did not mind that movie. Out of Fast and Furious, that one felt like spin-off, like a little side story. That's what it always felt like to me. It never fit with the rest of the movie. But then again, they went to fucking space in the car, so therefore the rest of the fucking movie did not fit.
They went to outer atmosphere, which is space.
Yeah, I'm really gonna start correcting me right now. Like.
Hey, you know who would have been a better Tomb Raider was fucking Gina Carano. Eat shit.
Vin Diesel.
No, she wouldn't be.
Pretty good.
Vin Diesel. He's just over there like shooting two guns. I got family.
With a wig.
I actually liked him in
Please
Pitch
do
Black.
not.
He was great in Pitch Black.
Because he didn't have any lines.
The next two movies were hot garbage.
Yeah.
Really? God damn it, I'm going to defend Vin Diesel over here. Fuck.
I wanted to love him.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah.
He was just too over the top.
Then Riddick. Yeah, I love Riddick series.
I will give him the movie Babylon AD.
That was it renamed?
No.
Yeah, it was renamed.
Was it?
Yeah.
So what's it renamed to?
BC or something.
Whatever it is.
I almost lost my shit. I was like, I swear to God, it was named the other way, and then
Babylon BC now?
No, it was BC before, and then they renamed it. I forgot why too. There's always a dumb reason for fucking rename.
No, he was good in that movie. I wanted to like him in Triple X, but that movie's so dumb.
I love the first.
Could have been a really cool movie.
It had a great premise. Everything that went into it was wrong.
It felt so different, but now you have. At the time when Triple X came out, that was different, and now after a couple of years, if I would have watched that movie now, I would be like, this is garbage. I've seen this kind of shit all over the fucking place. I watched Fast and Furious like 15 times, and like.
Well, it's funny, like, most movies are like that. Like, you see them at the time and you're like, oh, this is cutting edge, and everything is so, like, unique in this movie, and then you go back and watch it. Like, we just went back and watched the Matrix series, and
Resurrection.
Those movies I always liked. The first one was fucking awesome. Second one was okay. Third one was like, okay, let's get to the end of this story. I just want to know what happens in the end. But, like, watching them back then, it was like, the way that everything is styled and shit like that, it was like, okay, yeah, feels like it's its own universe.
Yeah.
And then, like, going back and watching them was just like, oh my gosh, dude, this is so cheesy. First one is still super cool, and the second one is just like, wow.
Did you watch the fourth one?
Yeah.
Matrix Resurrections?
Mm-hmm.
Or as I like to call it, the Matrix Regurgitations.
I watched the whole movie, and I swear to God, I could not remember. Like, I remember a couple of scenes, and that's about it.
Count your blessings.
Like, I am absolutely blank, because I was very excited to see it, just because it's Matrix.
Mm.
It was very important to me back in Ukraine, like, because to us, like, everything outside Ukraine was like Matrix, like.
Like when the trailer came out, I was like, why? And everybody was like, dude, did you see the trailer for this? I was like, yeah, it looks like a movie.
I have one question for you guys. What's your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
Speed.
No, I was gonna fucking Point Break.
Point.
Dude,
oh.
I was tied, but I was like, I like Speed just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't want to name any of yours. They're very good choices. They did not have Angelina Jolie in them, but that's fine. I actually absolutely love 47 Ronin.
Good choice.
But Keanu Reeves a lot of good fucking movies. I'm gonna be honest. It's really hard to be like have a wrong answer unless it's Matrix Resurrection or Matrix Third Matrix.
Okay, I have a counter question to that. Movie about a white guy in Japan with dealing with samurai. 47 Ronin or The Last Samurai?
God damn it! God damn it! You motherfucker!
I'll take 47 Ronin.
Really?
Just because it's more of a fantastical.
The other one is Tom Cruise. Like, so I expect one of you fuckers to just hate on that shit.
I'm going Last Samurai.
A Tom Cruise hater over here picking.
I didn't say
actually I like Last Samurai.
They're both great movies.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Last Samurai was absolutely amazing. There's one scene in 47 Ronin that absolutely just kills me every single time. Is the when they commit the seppuku.
Seppuku, yeah.
At the very end, and like when the Lord asks to the guy's son to step out to continue the lineage, and that one just absolutely kills me. That scene just much like it's just very highly rated for me.
With that said, so you picked Schwarzenegger as your favorite action star. Favorite Schwarzenegger movie? And why is it Predator?
Yeah. I was a toss-up between Predator and Commando.
God.
I was going to say between Predator and T2.
Oh, fucking T2. Predator.
Commando.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You're hard.
Not yet.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
One of you got their priest certification. Which one? Why am I so fucking hard?
Well, now I'm not going to say who it was. And it's Minister. Thank you very much.
It's a minister of. It's okay. My dick will figure it out.
It's like a fucking.
It's like the Hogwarts fucking cat. just
attracted to ordained.
It's like,
it's like a sword on Princess
who's
Bride
closer to God? This fucking
That's a good one.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Action movies are fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely have their own history, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that none of us even thought about it, and then we will figure it out and talk about it after we finish recording this fucking episode.
Well, one question I have. So,
send it.
What's action movie that you're excited to see? A new action movie that's coming out?
We have two movies actually, Dave.
The Crow and Deadpool.
Yep.
If I had to pick between the two, it's Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's a safe bet. But Crow has even though right now from everything I saw, it's not looking good. But everything that I saw at the Boy Kills World, it gave me a kind of a set standard for where I want to see, and I would like to keep it that way. And honestly, it provides half of what I'm expecting right now. I will be happy, and it's just me keeping low expectations.
I'm just again taking that Ghostbusters 2016 route of whatever the Crow remake has, it's not going to take away from the way I feel about the original.
Yeah.
No, it's a different movie.
Seeing Hugh Jackman come back as Wolverine again, and it's R-rated.
Yellow spandex.
And I don't know if you saw the most recent clip, Wolverine versus Sabretooth rematch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about it.
That the one where he's like pulling all the swords out of him,
getting
ready to fight.
He's like, this is going to be the rematch of the century. You can't go in looking like this, tiny knife.
Yeah, I was gonna my answer too would be The Crow.
There's
And
not a
Wolverine.
lot of choices in our defense because the movie's been failing us for quite a while.
Well, you can swing a stick and hit any franchise of action movies. There's going to be a sequel or a remake for any one of them. Please stop making Expendables movies.
Bad Boys 4, I watched it. It was very horrible. Please don't watch it. Please stop giving him money. You're welcome.
Bet.
Yeah, okay, I'll listen to that.
All right, one final question, and then we're going to close it out. Favorite action movie of all time?
Dude, I felt like we already did that.
Oh, man.
We're doing it again.
We're doing it again. Like,
Opinions change.
Private Ryan.
Shaving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Shaving Ryan's Privates.
it's a porn version.
Saving Private Ryan, maybe, yeah.
That's a solid choice.
I would not be able to pick number
Or
one
Braveheart,
right now.
maybe.
Braveheart.
I would need 2 to 3 weeks to.
But I don't know, is that, I mean, it's got a lot of action in it, but I would call that a drama. Just like The Patriot, like,
Well, that's the thing is those action movies, they're so layered.
yeah.
It's just the action becomes very prominent.
If I want an easy answer, I would pick Deadpool, first one, especially. But I'm not going to. I'm actually going to go with the franchise pick. First, Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'll give you that one.
I just wanted
That's
to
a
pick
good
some.
choice.
I wanted to pick something different.
It's a fun movie.
That is,
It is.
The first one, especially for me. It's just
It's kind of action adventure.
yeah.
Yeah.
You get to see Johnny Depp just perform his heart out off, like kind of being himself, and like he's just such a good fucking character. Like everybody else around him, and it feels like in that show that everything's going according to his plan, even when shit's going south, and like, but yet he still kind of makes it look like everything's just going exactly how he wanted to, which is kind of hard to sell, I guess. But like, like he's just very happy with that choice.
I'm going to take the easy pick. John Wick. First one.
I thought
It's a
you
great
were gonna
movie.
There's a
say-
Mustang in
I
it, so it
actually,
counts.
I thought he was gonna say that Brokeback Mountain, like all the action in that show. There was
There was a lot of action.
There was. It was eerily similar to that last Grinder meetup you had that you told me about.
So, have you ever seen Brokeback Mountain?
I have.
Have you?
No, I actually just saw all the clips.
Me neither. I've never seen it.
I've seen it.
Good
So-
movie?
Yeah, honestly. It's. I knew it. I was pausing for dramatic effect. No, honestly, it's a good movie. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I think at the time when it came out, especially where I
came.
lived.
They definitely came.
Yeah, you did. I know you told me
Came
about it.
out.
See what he did there? No, it's. I think it got a lot of hate at the time because that was kind of the beginning of the really big LGBTQ
He just forgot the words.
letters
All the
and
letters.
numbers.
ATF.
Yeah. It came like that kind of, in a way, spurred that movement. And people hated that movie so much. And it's like, why? It's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was based on a true story, why does it hurt you so much that these two cowboys are gay?
Yeah.
Because they're cowboys. They're not supposed to be gay.
And they weren't even
Gay.
like descriptively gay. They were just in love with each other. If that makes any sense. Shut up, Yeg. Trying to make a point.
Wow.
Like,
What a
both of
layer.
these dudes, they had wives that they loved, and they show that in the movie. But these two men were still in love with each other, and they were very like tangled up in their own emotions about it. And I think that's what made it so much more interesting.
Is that how you feel about Scott?
No, fuck that guy. He can't even show up for a D&D session.
I'm like, I would never fuck his asshole like that.
No, it's
Like the way
it's a
he
good
fucked
movie.
me today, I would never fuck him like that.
I never watched it for no particular reason. I just never watched it.
Yeah.
I experienced Brokeback Mountain through memes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in real life. I was like,
Yeah. I'm
okay,
glad you
cowboy.
said. I'm glad you said the word memes and not through a tent. All right, let's kill it right there.
All
That
right.
was fun. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.